It is done. I have fortune negative XXIV. What?
Uh-oh.
Excuse me?
Is that gonna crash the server?
I don't know. Welcome back. Last episode, Mastiox and I engaged in the usual assortment of stupid that accompanies any Goose project worth mentioning in a quest to seek out a sustainable source of fluorine. Rather than doing this in the intended way, we opted instead to stick a bunch of fortune on a pickaxe, crack the bedrock dimension, and travel to a magical place full of I can't believe it's not Ordicted topaz to rip the stuff out of server-crippling amounts of gemstones. As you do. What we didn't do, however, is ask the next obvious question. I would like to play a little game. The name of the game is called Does It Stack? The answer will surprise you, but first we have to figure out what to do with all the stuff we collected already, a process that is rather easier said than done, given that every production line we own is currently gagging down multiple meteors worth of raw resources and not particularly accessible for things like basic processing.
Did I put the rubies into the macerators? Out. Let me see. Is the ore proc even open?
Yeah, just stick them in the...
Okay, no, the ore proc system's broken. It's backed up.
How is the ore proc backed up? Not enough item output space. Flippin'... What do you mean there's not enough item output space? There's, like, entire drives. Excuse me? Ah, yes, there is entire drives. They're all full of something. What is this? Yes, there's just an insane amount of stuff that needs to get ore washed.
Perfect. Okay, we're making 160 ruby dust a second per macerator.
No valid recipe found? What do you mean, no valid recipe found? Your entire thing is full of dust.
Is the output full? Is that why?
Did I just not wire this correctly?
No, there's nothing in the input bus, that's why. Oh, you put it on,
I forgot to set the correct mode in the cell. There we go. While I'm busy stomping all of our crushed ores of dubiously extant usefulness through the washing machine, Mastiox gets to work on perpetuating our newest cycle of enchantment idiocy.
Uh-oh, Goose.
Uh-oh? What? Oh, me. Oh, no!
Uh-oh!
Uh-oh!
Yeah, Enchantress Shrine does not care. You can force everything onto everything.
Alright, next question.
I can make it Fortune 81 if you want to save a couple of, like...
Oh, no!
What?
Do we have...
Does this even work
Percanta?
anymore?
It's working. Yeah, it's sort of working.
I gave it back to me. There's no world it sells. Does this even work?
No, the timer is off. There we go.
No, it has biodiesel. These just aren't... Yeah, whatever, I don't
Well,
care.
that's a forbidden fuel source.
Yeah, that was
anyway.
a flare-in.
Yeah, the timer was off, so now it should be
on.
running. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, it's shocking you, alright.
Come on. Come on. You know you want to. Come on.
See if it's working.
I hear it making noise. Oh, no!
Uh-oh.
Oh, no!
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me make it Fortune 80 for you. Hold on, I got you.
Well, no, next question. We need to know if we can disenchant it.
Oh, here, let me give it back to you. I'm sorry. Here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. This enchanter's in the hell dimension. I'm directly underneath you. Because if we can't get a book off of it, then it's not worth anything. I mean, unless we want to punch things with a fortune spike, which would be both hilarious and probably not very effective.
Not very productive. That's a perfect thinking about Bob right there.
You can get a book off it.
All right, well, the evil laugh makes.
Yeah, okay. So I suppose the next question is how are
How
we
many
going
world
to
it sells?
apply? Well, no, how are we going to apply the book on things? Because can you switch enchanted books in the same way that you can switch enchanted spikes? Because otherwise it's going to go, oh, you're trying to apply Fortune 300. That's too expensive. You can't do that. Naughty, naughty.
Let me try actually, 'cause I use a crafting station, which is also how I was able to stack 69 void pickaxes and lenses in a single item, and that's how I like bulk enchanted them. So let
Yeah.
me try crafting, because crafting station apparently is the most OP block in the game, followed by the molasses store assembler.
So, a lot just happened there. Let's walk this whole situation back a step. If you want to be pedantic, we could stack fortune as high as we wanted to already. The problem is that it required a scaling cost of either blood, which we can only store a limited amount of due to an altar size, or mana, which doesn't cap so much as it just takes forever and scales entirely on how much you hate the healthy high TPS server gaming experience. This was the problem that I ran into with my single player world, and depending on a couple factors, enchantments tend to be impractical to scale with these two methods by around level 80 unless you're removing the over-enchantment tag by breaking and replacing it on a spike. But spikes have their own problem, which is that they are technically a weapon for the purposes of enchantment selection and will refuse to accept tool and armor enchantments. Usually. Enter cheese number 2, Blood Magic Ritual Enchanting. This is a mechanic that lets you place an item on a central pedestal, surround it with up to 4 enchanted books, and use juice to copy the enchantments on those books to the item in the center pedestal. On its own, this doesn't really help the situation, since the ritual respects enchantment affinity, but the way it works is vulnerable to creative use of game mechanics. When you start the ritual, 3 things will happen in order. First, the ritual checks that the enchantments on the books you used are valid for the target item in the center. It will then select any that are valid and deduct the appropriate juice cost from your network if it can proceed with the enchantment, and it will otherwise fail if there is no valid enchantments or the item in the center is unenchantable. Second, the ritual will play its startup animation, rah rah, sis boom bah, thunder and lightning, very very frightening, etc. This takes a few seconds but doesn't do anything beyond that. Third, the ritual then copies the enchantments onto the item. Notably, this does not consume the books, which is nice, but is irrelevant for our purposes here. If, at any point, the item in the center pedestal is removed, this ritual will entirely fail. Cool. Alright, seems pretty airtight initially. And it is, until you add a Tinker's Construct workbench into the mix. These little toys have the fun property of being able to automatically detect the inventory of blocks placed adjacent to them and allowing you to interact with those inventories remotely. This is supposed to be so you can craft with items out of a chest placed nearby or something, but it has several interesting and unintended consequences. The first is that it delegates all responsibility for determining how items are stored to the container doing the storage. If you have, say, a filing cabinet that overrides default item storing rules and will let you store, say, 90 stone pickaxes in a single stack rather than 90 slots with a single pickaxe inside, the crafting table will quite happily let you extract a stack of 90 stone pickaxes, despite this making utterly zero sense in the context of normal Minecraft. For our purposes, though, we only care about the second unintended consequence of this mechanic, which is that it allows us to access the technical inventory of blocks, such as the ritual altar, in a way that is not anticipated. The enchantment ritual assumes that all interactions will happen with a right-click, for example, and the workbench doesn't do that. Instead, it swaps items directly with the inventory. Since the ritual only can check for valid item enchantability at the start and has a delay to its execution, this means that we can start a ritual to enchant a surrogate tool with a valid enchantment payload, hot swap the tool for anything we want mid-ritual with any item in the game using a crafting bench, without disrupting the ritual because we didn't click on the altar, and we will then be given that enchantment payload on the item we swapped in rather than the tool we started with. Obviously, this lets you enchant just about anything with just about anything, which is great. Now we add the spike. Spikes can be uber enchanted freely, and, well, I think you can see where this is going. Well, the problem is you have to have it on a pickaxe because otherwise you're not going to mine the ore. So, like, you could use a fortune yes spike to break things like Swede or whatever, and that would work just fine. But you would have to break the ore with the spike somehow. And I believe fortune has to be a main hand enchantment. So fortune 80 is 139 thereabouts mana pools. Fortune 160 is like 500 mana pools. Fortune 300 is 1,862 mana pools. And Fortune 400 is 3,290 mana pools, which is 3 fully upgraded S-rank Terra Shatterers. So it's still in the realm of feasibility.
I'm pretty sure Duck said he did the integer limit mana enchantment for that looting book, so... Do I want to know what he did? Yes. Do
well,
I
I'm
want
not
to do
certain
it?
how
Probably
he
not.
did it, because he didn't fuel it the normal way.
Maybe he cheated it in? I don't know.
Maybe. For example, a mere Fortune 1000 would be 20,000 mana pools, which is ironically relatively achievable.
How much?
20,000 mana pools, so about 10 S-rank Terra Shatterers, and like, you know, the Terra Shatterers take a little bit, but they're not impossible. For reference, Gormarillis, we determined probably produced like 5,000 mana apiece. So,
Ew.
or
Okay,
per feed, per food that we fed them. So that's like
did you
1,000 mana a second times 700,000. We're getting
do
almost a
the
mana
math, by
pool
the
a
way?
second. Do what
The
math?
math for blood magic.
No,
The
I
blood
haven't. I don't
magic
know the calculations for the blood magic one, but I do know that we can't store that much blood because you have to have it all at once, and it grows quadratically.
Okay, well it's 10.37 million to put Fortune 80 on a shovel.
Yeah, and that's going to grow quadratically. So you're just going to outscale
So
the maximum capacity of your altar before you get anywhere interesting. The thing with Britannia is that you can do it slowly, so you can afford to burn it over time. I mean, putting it in that perspective, that means that we could get... What does that put us at? Like Fortune 1300 or something with only 10 hours of burn time on the mana enchantment setup? I mean, this is looking surprisingly feasible, honestly. I will need to rejigger the setup again to use Steam because it's using a disallowed power source, but that's just a night of over-enchanting.
can we just like P2P over like just put like a wireless transformer there or
Honestly,
something,
we could just
or just move
wireless
it,
it and then put
or
a
just move
giant
it.
transformer. Hello
Okay,
there.
what's up?
I am the proud owner of a Fortune 1000 spike.
Splendid.
Now, the next obvious... Wow, okay, the ME system is absolutely full. What is it full of? Just
I have
stuff?
no idea.
I mean, we have an obscene amount of stuff. Like, there is that.
It's fluid packets? What? I'm at the ore proc. I'm reading these. Okay, wait. Why does it store them in the...
It shouldn't. It
It...
should store them in the fluid cells.
No, look. Come up to the ore proc. Look at this.
Oh. Did we lose the fluid discretizer somewhere?
No, I think this it's because the fluid storages are full of storing it as an item. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
dude, they're all red. Oh my god.
Well, we have one fluid storage cell, so let's plug that in and see. Yeah, it just instantly filled up with something, so that's not a great test.
Poly. Well, it cleared up the buffer.
We do have some that we can craft. They're kind of teeny little things. What are we
How do I
looking at
empty
here?
these ones with the stuff in it, though?
I don't know.
Do I just have to put it in a IO port and just hope?
Yeah, we might have to defrag the discs again, which honestly wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because we do need to upgrade these. Oh lord. Yeah,
It
we
should
need to
make them
get
like
64s.
64s or something.
We need
Yeah.
64s. Can we auto-craft them? Yeah, let's just start with like 30 64Ks. Oh, we need MV circuits.
Here, I was a bit busy. It,
Alright, that's gonna take flippin' forever. Oh, holy cow. Yeah, I see. You were a little bit busy. Just a little bit of extra ore. So the one problem with this fortune spike is that it is a spike and not a pickaxe. So we still have another massive step to do.
Mega EBF just power failed. Why?
That said, I did just get 6 stacks of sugar from a single Swede. It's not consistent, but you're getting anywhere
Why
from
did
2 to 6 stacks of sugar. Oh hell,
if you just
no.
crafted something, the Mega EBF just power failed? I don't know why.
Yeah, that's bad, because that would be all of my drives. And it's running, but the thing's gonna need like 11 or 12 Terra Shatterers, S tier Terra Shatterers worth of mana to finish, so don't hold your hopes up. Yeah, it's like maybe a sixth of the way done. And that was after
How
burning
long?
through all of our mana reserves. How long? A few hours at least.
Oh boy.
I think I did the math and I want to say 10, but I can't remember what fortune value that was for, so it's probably going to be a bit less.
I'm gonna look at some of these like 1Ks that are full in an ME chest. I'm like genuinely curious. Okay, well this is 7,900 ruby dust, sure.
That's, that's fair. That's a fair amount of ruby dust.
Yeah, this one is also ruby dust. Oh yeah, look how much fluorine we have.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of fluorine. You made us do this, Greg. Like, I was just gonna be quite happy to suck out cryolite or something, but no, you had to make it mildly inconvenient. So now I have to make a Fortune 1000 pickaxe and go beat up some topaz. Like, this is
Yeah, and then
all
it's
your
gonna
fault.
get patched.
And then it's gonna get patched, yeah. Well, it's already patched. Spike Uber Enchanting's already patched, so.
No, but the like vanilla ores.
Oh, are they? Oh, yeah, probably.
I'm sure they will if we like publish a video.
Well, it was good content while it lasted.
True. Instead, it's gonna be gt.02.meta, that item or whatever it is. I'm thinking about making like more parallels in the clean room, but also the clean room is
Oh,
like
yeah.
depending on this 24 HV amp wire.
No, we can just P2P it in. We literally
Yeah, I'm saying right
teleport
now it
power.
is.
But yes, that was on my list. We need more cutters in particular, because the cutting situation is just balls.
Yeah, it's so bad. UV cutters.
And then circuit assembling and stuff could use a bit of improvement too. Really, the bottleneck right now is the circuit components more than anything. Like, the circuit assemblers are just bogging down.
You want me to make it like a 16x EV battery buffer or something?
I would, yeah, honestly. We can have like
Can
4
we
8
get bigger?
lasers. Yeah,
I don't
if you
know.
use
Let's
a
see.
transformer, just put it into one of those ginormous transformers.
Oh, like the energy distributor. Okay,
Yeah.
and now you're thinking.
Which reminds me,
Okay.
we need to do that with this battery box of bullshit down here too, because this is scuffed. So maybe make 2 of those energy distributors. It is done. I have fortune negative XXIV. What?
Uh-oh.
Excuse me?
Is that gonna crash the server?
I don't
Uh,
know.
Control L it, I guess.
Yeah, let's go test this before we try and use it on a server. Why would fortune have a maximum
I mean,
number? Unless Britannia is the one that bugged out.
well, Duck tried to do it with, what do you call it, the looting, so maybe, like, we ran into the same exact thing that he did. Well, he said he did the integer limit for
Well,
his.
mine
I remember him
probably hit the
explicitly.
integer limit, if we're being honest, but I don't think that would do anything. Get rid of all you. Spawn myself some good old-fashioned diamond ore. It appears to do
It
nothing.
gave me 1
It
diamond.
gives me 1 diamond. What's the NBT edit command?
/nbt edit. It's negative 24.
So count
Uh,
1, damage 0, ID, tag, enchantment, ID 35 level should be
yeah, I can nbt edit it to 1000.
1000.
Ah!
It doesn't appear to have taken,
Uh-oh.
probably because I didn't save it. Hang on.
I mined the vein of quartz at the bedrock dimension. Uh, oh god. Ah! Oh wait, there's even more. Okay, wait, that's kind of funny.
Okay, yep, okay. So that works.
Oh, okay, that is a lot of diamonds. Okay, hold on. Well, should we NBT edit it or what? Like, is it like a Botania issue?
I don't know if it's a Britannia issue. I don't really want to edit it because then it's just not legit.
I don't know. Like, is there a way to like test it in your own world to see how high it lets you go? Like the highest legitimate value?
I mean,
Can you
there
just do the
is. It's
cheater
just
pool?
yeah, there is. It's just going to be a bit slow.
You can't WA it.
No, you just need more pools because the problem isn't the input speed, it's the number of pools that can send mana to it with the sparks. So let's put together.
Is there really no infinite mana?
Well, it is infinite. It's just slow infinite.
I'm gonna try 800. I'm
Okay.
trying to see if I can NBT edit the sparks, but like, can I NBT edit the mana enchanter itself?
I wonder
Mana
if you could.
0. Mana required. Yeah, that's the NBT. That's the
That
integer
sounds like
limit.
something that we need. Mana required 0. Yep.
Sure.
Just finish this up real quick. Yeah, that gives me fortune negative 12. I don't think that's gonna work.
Did you just set the mana to like a very high
I
number?
just set the mana required to 0. Alright, so let's NBT edit this book to 250.
Fortune 32. What?
Yeah, okay, so this is not an integer limit mana demand.
How much did you make it?
It's 250 right now.
Okay, I'll try 300.
It's still taking a sweet time, but, you know, such is life. So we'll just keep cranking on mana pools, because I do actually want to test this one legitimately. Now, if nothing else, it makes an interesting video. I broke the universe by enchanting my pickaxe with fortune negative 13.
It went to 44.
44 what?
Fortune, when I just set the mana to 0.
Oh. I don't know then. Maybe it just wigs out or something.
That was higher than the 800. I set it to 800 and it gave me 32.
Alright, so this is legitimately enchanted to 250.
Okay, 250
no, it
is
gave me negative
dangerously
6.
close.
It gave me fortune negative 6.
Sure, whatever.
Alright,
Just
fine.
giving random numbers at this point.
I know you work with like looting 80 or something. So let's try fortune 128.
Yeah, just tell me how much blood magic is gonna want, and I
I
can
can
crank
get you
out.
the numbers here. All right, mana required 10 million something or other.
I think blood magic's gonna have to be the method at
Blood
this
magic
point.
might have to be the method if this keeps bugging its little brains out. It's only at 100 million and it needs 1 billion. Oh, that's not going to be too bad at all. Okay.
Fortune 94 when I gave it a 350 book.
I mean, if it wants to keep rolling, I suppose we could just experimentally test and find where
No,
it rolls over to the highest value.
what if we put a fortune negative book in there? What if we try and enchant the pickaxe with a negative fortune value? Is the real question.
Statements made by individuals who are not playing Minecraft in the intended method.
We aren't even playing Minecraft anymore.
This isn't Minecraft, this is just a computer science question.
Mana required 9.3 million. I don't know how that calculates, but sure, whatever.
It's some quadratic something or other. The equation's on the
It's
wiki.
negative. Okay, 64.8 million to put Fortune 200 on a pickaxe. Or LP. Okay, never mind. It's negative LVI.
Ah, I got negative CXXVIII. Negative. I
What?
didn't even know they knew how to do Roman numeral C in Minecraft.
I
I
got
literally thought
Fortune.
their levels were just hard coded. We got fortune negative 78. I wonder if it just bugs out at 127, honestly.
Maybe it's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's maybe represented by a signed short integer or something.
Okay, well, it goes to negative CVI when I did 150, so.
Yeah, okay, it likes fortune 100, so let's try fortune 127. Test that theory. Because if that
Boo.
theory is correct, that should be the highest possible mana enchantment level that it can take.
Yeah, I did 128, and it went to negative CXXVIII.
Yeah, so that's a negative 128. I'm thinking we're
Yeah.
having integer overflow, which means that the highest level of fortune the game can physically represent is fortune 127, which kind of sucks balls because that means we can't apply it at a
Can we
higher
get the
level. We can
hotfix,
only
please?
uber enchant it.
Unless if we can attribute swap.
Yeah, there's that. Okay, yeah, I got fortune 127,
Yeah,
and I
127 works.
bet you if I end, come on, I
I
bet
used
you if
blood
we
magic, and I got
NBT
the same
edit
thing.
to 128.
You can NPT edit it just fine. It's just enchanting. It makes
Yeah,
it go
I think it's
negative.
the application that bugs out. So I wonder if there's like special code that handles how enchantments are applied that recasts the integer to a short. That
Fake
sounds like
mod
something.
pack.
Yeah, it sounds like something Java would do. Honestly, I'm thinking it might be a Minecraft thing because why would they find that testing exception? And this should give me. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It is overflowing. Which, interestingly enough, means that the game does not have to represent Fortune 127 as 127. It could represent it as CXXVII,
But it
but
doesn't.
it chooses not to for some unfathomable reason. Whatever. All right, so I guess then the next question is, what happens if you over-enchant Fortune 127? Yeah, it accepts the over-enchantment just fine. Yeah, and then over enchanting negative 128 just gives you negative 127.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, so there is a NBT tag associated with the over enchants.
So we're just capped to 127. I guess that really blows.
Well, we're capped at 128 because you can over enchant it one
True.
last time.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
yeah. Which, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's still pretty decent, but
Not enough.
not enough for our purposes. So I guess we could get 127. If you weren't following along that whole experiment, don't worry. The answer to why are we getting negative enchantments is pretty simple if you know a bit of computer science. Java, by default, represents an integer, read a number that doesn't have a decimal place, with 32 bits of data. For signed integers, one bit of that determines whether the number is positive or negative, and the other 31 bits are used to represent the number's absolute magnitude. 31 bits is not infinite, though, so when you get a number above that maximum number that can be represented by those bits, the computer does something called an integer overflow, which flips the signed bit and turns the positive number negative. Enchantment levels are stored in an item's NBT data with something called a signed short integer, which saves computer memory by only using 16 bits instead of the typical 32. Since it has less bits, it can only store smaller numbers, up to around 32,700, which is normally fine because in vanilla, enchantments only are supposed to go up to 5. We assumed that this trend continued for all enchantment applications when we started testing this. However, it would seem that this isn't the case. At some point during the enchantment application process for both of these mods, the magnitude of an enchantment appears to be getting casted, redefined, as a short signed integer. These integers are even smaller than a short integer and are only 8 bits long, and as a result they can only represent numbers ranging from negative 128 to positive 127. If you go over 127, you overflow to negative 128. If you go below negative 128, you underflow to positive 127. That means that while the highest enchantment magnitude that we can make on a spike is something like 32,700, the highest magnitude that we can transfer from that spike via enchanted books is only 127, which kind of ruins our plans. Mind you, Fortune 127 is still a game-crippling amount of fortune, so no, I don't think we have much to worry about. Man, we should have been smart and done these in, like, nice 5x5 columns or something. We really buggered this,
let's
didn't
go mine
we?
it then. Uh-oh.
There you go.
Okay, well, my inventory... I shouldn't be doing this, because my inventory is entirely just ore. I think you should put it in.
Okay. Do we have a barrel with which to insert it? Or here, why don't I just drive
shove
it in?
it into the system.
Here.
I can get you a barrel, hold on.
No, it's fine, I have magnet. Ah, my finger! Carpal tunnel test.
Let me go get my dolly, hold on.
I have succeeded the carpal tunnel test. I now have carpal tunnel.
Alright, I have an idea. Stand, like, right before you can mine this. Like, stand, like,
oh,
here,
yeah. No, that's a good call. Good call. Hang on.
Just hold LMB right here. Like, don't
yep,
mine it.
I'm going. Yeah, just keep spamming it. Yes.
I am trying, but the server is not having it. We need another person to put it in the drawer.
Honestly, it might just be faster to do it the other way then, because the delay...
Okay, wait, hold on, let me...
We could have just had a normal amount of fluorine, but no. Greg had to be like, you need game balance.
So I ran into a couple of issues when I was trying to mine this. I would get kicked for internal server error if one of the redstone things is lit up when I tried still touching it with the bound pickaxe.
That's dumb. Alright.
Why?
Knock, knock.
I don't know, but... Oh god, I'm still building.
Well, it's okay. I can't mine it very fast because the server chunks every time I break a block.
Okay, let me open up the TPS monitor. Like, stop! You're catching up.
I stopped.
Okay, I'm done.
I have to stop because I have to load it into the system.
We have 731,000 redstone. Why did we do this? We could just
is that all
craft it
the
with
redstone?
XP. Yeah.
I don't know. You're the one who mined the redstone ore.
I don't know why I did it. I don't know. I just saw it. I was like, that's funny.
Monkey saw ore, and Monkey Brain was like, ooga booga, more redstone.
Ooga booga. I need okay, lapis. I understand though. We can't
Lapis
get
makes
lapis.
sense.
Yeah, I
We
don't know
can
why I ended
kind
up.
of farm it, but yeah, it's inconvenient to farm.
I mined the redstone under the assumption that we'd have fortune 10,000 and we could go to like someone's base and just mine it at their base.
Oh,
Okay, well, given that the
I
TPS
have
is going at 4
I
and it's
mined
not
like
changing,
100 blocks. All right,
0.9 TPS. Okay, wait, hold on. Bro, chill.
it's fine. I have
Oh my
stopped.
god,
I stopped. I
my
mined like 100 blocks
PC.
and lagged out. We're good now. It's all good. See, we're fine. That was only
Okay, I think.
50,000 lapis. I just see
Yo,
individual blocks breaking. The server has to calculate
stop.
each. I just clicked the mouse, dude. I clicked the mouse, it mined 100 blocks, and I can just see the server individually calculating each ore block. Yeah, that was only 25. This is only 25.
Okay, that's manageable.
Here, I'll just do it 25 at a time. Because it has to calculate it and then stack it up, and once it stacks it up, it's pretty much okay.
Hey, at least you know how to crash the server on demand now.
I mean, we already knew that. That's not news.
I think we're compiling how many ways you can crash the server.
Now, you're probably wondering, Goose, you have negative enchantments. Surely, out of the hundreds of modded enchantments, there's going to be some that utterly brick themselves when you try and make them negative, right? And, well, yes, you would be right, but I'm sad to say that the gross majority of the ones that I tested seem to do absolutely nothing when used in their negative forms. Sharpness 100 doesn't heal the enemy when it's negative, knockback negative 100 doesn't suck it towards you, etc., etc. A lot of the time, this makes sense even in a normal context, because enchantments like Infinity and Silk Touch don't do anything at a higher level anyway, so why would the game bother checking their magnitude in the first place? In fact, the only differences I was able to find at all was that negative levels of Last Stand disable the effect entirely, and looting, which permanently breaks your save file, I guess. I wasn't able to get the world back up, so I'm assuming that it did something really bad, and honestly, fair reaction from the game, in my opinion, because I too would probably brick myself if I was forced to give you -3 pieces of leather. Gotta say, I really like EUP2P. Just not having to
Yeah,
run cables everywhere. That's very, very nice. I might have to use that on my next run.
this is actually kind of fire. I do agree. Oh no, 10% energy loss, but
What?
my
It's not even
energy
10,
gen is
it's
in
like
one area.
5%.
Oh no!
I'm like, that's nothing. That's what, like a few more solar panels or something?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and your power gen is literally free.
Yeah.
I guess everything goes out the window. You're just like, whatever, I don't care. Use it or lose it.
So here's a PR request for you folks. I would like to be able to use things like covers, the Project Red covers, on cables directly. Like Gregtech cables as covers and stuff. Like, give them the plate
So true.
functionality. Because right now I can't do that. And, yeah, it's not the end of the world. But, like, it would be
Was there not a
nice to
Greg
cover
Tech
these
cover?
up. Well, there are, but they don't look like cubits. You can put, like, steel plates on or something.
Oh, they have this in modern, but not in here, I guess. As I know it exists in modern.
For crying out loud. So we have 64 HE machine holes, but they all have filtered conveyors on them. Doc?
Wait, what's up?
I looked at our ME system and I saw that we had a stack of machine holes, so I'm like, oh, I don't need to craft those. So I didn't craft them. Well, come to find out, they all have filtered conveyor covers on them.
A totally necessary amount.
We would have, like, sold our firstborn child for one of these things in LV, you know?
The filter conveyors?
Or, Steam Age, rather? Yeah.
Yeah. You are completely right. I'm pretty sure we tried to like sell stuff for him too.
Like, we were doing Tetris specifically to get one of them.
Like 9 got one, and everyone is like, "What do you want? I need it." Weren't we also doing it for enchanting?
We were doing it for something. I think I needed it for a mob farm or something, because the throughput was just so massive.
All right, there we have the acetone way better. I guess we just slowly start moving everything up here.
Yep. I mean, we can leave the passive lines, but all active crafting really should be done up here, because this is a system I know actually works.
Yeah. No, I really prefer putting all the junk up here anyway, so...
We also need to rebalance these recipes for 64 bucket fluid inputs, because we want to be making them in big batches for the most part.
Yeah, I think we just rip all of the LCR
Yeah.
recipes out and just fix them. Could we remake a better plot line technically, or is that not
No,
worth it?
because the plat line's running into energy issues more than anything. Like, we could make it slightly better, but we don't want it on the main crafting system because it's just going to monopolize everything. That's what I did in my New Horizons nothing rolled, and it just sucked. This is
I was thinking more so for the ammonium, because this poor LCR is always on. I've never seen it off.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just hypothetically say that we wanted to make, like, 576 solar panels.
You're gonna need a bigger CPU.
No, actually we don't, weirdly enough.
Huh?
Yeah.
We optimized it enough, I guess?
I guess we've optimized it enough, or we just had so many of the pre-crafts done. What are our bottlenecks? I mean, we have 16 assembling machines running, so I don't really feel like this is a bottleneck that we're really going to want to try and squash too much. Yeah, it's just assembling that's bottlenecking us now.
The HV assemblers?
All 16 of the HV assemblers are currently running are currently running solar panel assemblies. They're just gluing the solar panels onto a hole.
Yeah, this is what I predicted.
Yeah.
That's why I made these. Time to get more.
Or we just let it run overnight.
Well, apparently there's 20 advanced assembly machines in the AE2 system. I don't know how they got there, but...
Oh, geez, I can't imagine.
I actually don't know. I did not make those.
Almost certainly duck.
Well, might as well, you know? There, is this it? I mean, here, look at this. I think this is, if you come upstairs... Oh, you're not gonna get over this for a while. This is so dumb.
Oh, no. No, this is a little dumb. This is a little dumb, but yeah.
It's a bit excessive. Who knows?
Yeah, we have 84 F3 circuits. Let's just try sticking one of these in here and seeing if the bus likes it.
By the way, these all have covers. I had to remove them all.
Thank you, Duck. Okay, yeah, it totally will work with circuits in. I guess they changed it. It didn't used to. It used to be it blocked on the circuits. So I'm just going to stick frequency 3 circuits in here, and we can use these for crafting circuit components too.
Oh, GTNH without quality of death? Impossible.
There is only quality of death to be found in GTNH. Death of the frame rate, death of the TPS, death of my will to continue existing on the mortal plane, you know, usual drills.
Average GTNH playthrough.
Of course, while we are busy breaking enchanting and kind of just in general doing terrible things to the game in our pursuit of renewable green energy, our compatriots over at Tofu Base are having none of our power struggles and as such are busy doing even more terrible things to the game without any of our handicaps, which presumably led to this nightmare. This Mega EBF Soy designed uses, I kid you not, 4,608 amps of EV power. Why did Soy make an EBF that uses enough energy to fuel a well-established Louvre tier base? Nice. Because EBFs get heat bonuses the more you overclock them, and in this version of the pack, those bonuses are not capped. That means if you overclock them hard enough, you can smelt basically anything. Now, sure, it does require an entire night to charge this setup and will only make a handful of ingots of stuff, but I guess he really wanted Marcy 200 steel or something. In his copious free time, he also started remaking the backrooms in his pocket dimension, reason unclear. I will concede that the Hungry Hungry Blast Furnace could technically have practical implementations, but this very much does not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he must have needed something to do while his I am Gregtech Destroyer of Framerate setup was busy charging. Alright, yesterday I mostly just cleaned things up. We have bulk fluid storage, we have better drives, we mostly have upgraded multis on the second floor. The first floor is still scuffoed, but such is life. I think that's just about it.
I think that's like what's gonna happen there anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like give you a matter over here on the first floor. What's my ping button again? Insert, yeah. Like it just takes 2 amps of HV or something, and it makes it at the whatever rate, but it's still coming.
Yeah.
It's passive, so
Yep.
I don't know. Like we can make dust with it. Like we could technically do the mitral, but there's also the replicator as well that we can use it for.
I don't know if there's anything we care about replicating, honestly. Unless you can replicate Mithril.
I don't think so. We can do like, I mean, technically, you could do like iridium, ruthenium. I don't know if that's bad to get.
I don't think we need ruthenium, and then we can make as much iridium as we want with chemical processing lines.
What's like a real stinker in here?
Not much. How bad is plutonium to get? But there's better ways of getting plutonium, honestly.
What was that really dumb ore that we couldn't get? Was it like, that was blue? Was it cerium?
It might be tantalum, but we can get it. But yeah, it's just not even worth doing plutonium. 18,900 seconds.
Which plutonium? Because we can.
Plutonium
Oh, sure. We
239.
can.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we could just get it with uranium.
Yeah.
Where's the 2G water? Did you just put a the fluid hatch
That
on?
is a
Oh yeah,
fluid
here it
hatch
is.
on a
Reservoir.
storage bus, just kind of chilling out somewhere
I
below the
was about
core.
to do it. I see it. I was about to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, please don't tell me it's going to the TFFT. Please tell me
No,
it's not.
no, absolutely not. Waste of a TFFT.
I was praying. I'm like, please don't tell me.
Oh, talking with Soy a little bit, apparently he has Mar 200 steel now because he did some things to crank his heat up that involved just an obscene amount of energy hatches. So we have...
50?
No, 200.
Mars Steel 200?
I forget what it's called. M200? Yeah, Mar M200 steel.
What can we do with this?
Absolutely nothing, but he gave us a couple of tools to upgrade our things with, if you care.
Like more hatches, or what?
No, literally just tools. Like wire cutters and stuff, because that's all we can do with it.
I was hoping that wasn't the, the answer, but alright.
Nope.
I love EU P2P. I don't even care about the tax. It's so
It's just
OP.
fantastic. Yep. Don't need to worry about anything as long as it's ME automated, and everything is ME automated. You just have power wherever you go.
It's kind of weird that we don't have to worry about our power. Yeah, true, and bats.
I am shocked. I expected power to be just a constant knockdown streaming battle with solar. It has very much not been. Other than that transition phase, I have not felt limited in any way.
Can we not make a talisman that makes it so you don't poop out bats constantly?
Not really. It's my armor that does it, unfortunately.
You can't, like, cleanse it with the
No, because it's all
Okay.
passive. There is a thing that prevents that, but it's like UHV or something. UV.
Why?
Because it's strong, and we can't have good things that are strong. I wonder if our
I thought
network
like the
cable...
purification talisman would work or something.
No, it doesn't. Because it's not actual accumulated warp.
Neutronium fluid pipe for the portable shower, whatever that does. I mean, if there was a way to get like neutronium or something, technically we can dupe the dust, but I don't even know if that's useful.
Oh, Doc.
Oh, yeah, that's cheaty. If he just like item manips it in.
I might make an exception in the interests of not shooting bats everywhere. It's not even that it's particularly disruptive in the grand scheme of things, it's just flippin' annoying.
Using the cosmic power of the universe to make bats fuck off.
I mean, that is not an inaccurate description.
Can we even get neutronium ingots from the dust?
No, we can't smelt them. For one thing, you need plasma, or helium plasma. Cool. So basically, we're now in the EV waiting room, by which I mean the way tier gates on this server work is that Team Avian does basically everything we can do in the tier in like a week, and then spend an indeterminate length of time doing stupid things and twiddling our thumbs while we wait for everyone else to get on and catch up. Insert Exhibit A, me doing the stupid thing. You know how I have this education 4,000-ish mob farm that has been producing all of the raw resources we need to make our solar panels? Yeah, slight issue, we need more raw resources. Now, this isn't a problem for the XP farm, because the thing has been quite happily voiding brain juice at rates that would be criminal if it wasn't free. It is a problem for the autocrafters, because they can't keep up and I need a new system. Now, normal people would look at this problem and conclude that maybe using a niche Stone Age crafting technology to supply the resources needed to fuel interplanetary base expansion is perhaps less efficient than the game would have intended. Normal people would also say, hey Goose, don't you have the ability to summon rocks from space with all those raw resources for basically free? Normal people would laugh and say that XP bucket crafting isn't meta in this late of the game because it's too slow and can't be scaled. I, on the other hand, am not normal and look at the situation and go, yeah, I can do that. So I did it. Welcome to whatever this thing is. The key issue with XP bucket crafting is the crafting of XP buckets. In short, New Horizons assumes nobody is going to be dumb enough to build their backbone infrastructure on top of XP bucket crafting, so there isn't really any way of efficiently using them. Mostly. The exception to this is a block that supposedly will allow your ME system to automatically fill buckets with fluid when that bucket of fluid is used in a crafting recipe. This is fantastic news, except for the part where that block has enough bugs to legally require fumigation in 14 states of the Union, and even when the stars start doing a tap dance line and it decides to work, it's still slower than dirt. Cool. So, efficient crafting, definitely out. How about inefficient crafting? Well, yes, actually, we can do inefficient crafting. When I said XP bucket crafting was the limiting factor here, that's a tad misleading. Molecular assemblers are reasonably fast and can do anywhere from 2 to around 5 crafts a second depending on the number of buckets they have to touch. The real issue is getting those buckets crafted, i.e. filled, in the first place. To that end, I've designed this, a wonderful setup using low-voltage fluid tanks, extracting buckets from interfaces, filling them, and inserting full buckets into more interfaces using the incredible power of filtered item conveyor belts. Each tank fills 10 buckets a second. I have 32. Now, somehow this machine only causes sub-millisecond amounts of lag, which leads me to believe that it's woefully insufficient for my purposes, but as a consolation prize, it does mean that our entire energy infrastructure and a fair portion of our production infrastructure is now dependent on a single 1K ME drive rotating thereabouts 1.2 million buckets an hour through an array of autocrafters. Ironically, this power generation method is still less janky than the one 9 is using, which, last I checked, was entirely based on a single squid spawner spiking squid with looting 4000. I'm afraid, however, that we will have to put aside the currently very open of question of who can do the stupidest kind of power gen for now, though, as this episode has gone on far too long, and while I can't claim to have a life, I'm reasonably certain some of you all do. To that end, thank you for the overly generous allotment of time you've granted me, and as always, I hope you enjoyed.